I've covered this before, and I'll cover it again, and I'll probably have to cover it many times in the future because I know it's very hard for humans in third density consciousness to be able to fully understand multidimensionality in the premortal worlds. Most humans have lost all of their soul memory. Oftentimes, by the time they're 5 years old, they don't even remember their infancy, let alone past lives, let alone galactic lives, premortal lives in other galaxies before they came to the Earth plane. And so that's why there's so much confusion, because there's a lot of people that are talking about starseeds that really don't know what they're talking about because they don't have soul memory from the time that they were birthed from heaven and traveled in Star Wars that we existed in many, many, many eons before we came to the Earth. And some souls are much newer and younger than others. Now, to address the negative aliens, yes, there has been invasions of negative aliens on Earth since early timelines. These are the same types of negative aliens that we battled in Lyra, in Orion, in Mintaka, in Andromeda. We've had Star Wars. The movies Star Wars and Star Trek, both in Avatar, were really trying to help people understand the bigger story beyond your existence here on Earth. Most humans don't have their memories, so the only thing that they know exists is Earth. And they don't remember heaven. They don't remember pre-mortal lives or lives on other planetary systems. Souls like me came in with full DNA activation, galactic DNA, which means that I have within me all of my memories of past timelines, including galactic lives beyond Earth. Earth is just a small, little, teeny, tiny speck of dust compared to where we come from in the infinite cosmos and what our backgrounds are in terms of star lineages, where we've merged, where we had wars, who traveled from what galaxy to another based on battles that happened, like in Orion and in Lyra, where the Lyrans all had to find other planetary systems to live in after Lyra was destroyed. So not all ETs are negative. Many who are on Earth have come in specifically to help humanity because humanity's been very much hijacked by negative ETs. Do we want negative ETs here? Well, no, we don't. But do we want all aliens gone? No, we don't either, because if you really understand multidimensionality, aliens basically are the angels that the Bible was talking about. There's fallen ones and there's light ones. There's dark and light in all layers of reality until you get all the way back to the God world where only the light lives and exists. You can't get to the throne of God if you have any kind of negativity within you or any kind of distortion within you. That's really what enlightenment is. Enlightenment, if you've been galactivated with 12 strands of DNA, you will have full memory of that, and you will not be able to enter into the throne of God without having all of those impurities removed from you, which takes a lot of soul work. And I'm not talking just in one lifetime. But to say that we don't want any ETs on Earth is ludicrous, because we want, and we've been called by Source, many star seeds and galactic beings and angelic beings from the higher realms were called into Earth to do a divine intervention for humanity, because humanity just has been so oppressed by these negative aliens. They don't know how to get through the matrix. And I'm not just talking like learning about your government. I'm talking about multidimensionality, quantum realities, parallel universes, things that are so far beyond most humans' capacity to perceive. But the fact that there are negative alien races on Earth is true. There are many, many of them. We have had the Draconians really controlling the Earth plane for a very long time. We have gray aliens that really are involved in a lot of the trafficking and diddling little kids and things like that. They're very, very involved in that in order to upgrade bioregenesis, their DNA, because they're so decrepit through doing things that are anti-Christos, against the divine, that they have destroyed their biology, and the only way they'll ever be able to exist is to exploit humans and to get and extract their genetic material in order for them to use it for their own upgrades. We are currently dealing with mantoid beings who are very involved right now in basically a parasite takeover of humanity. And they're involved with all of the things that are going on the borders and all over in different nations. They're involved in a lot of those things. And as you start to evolve more and ascend more, you'll start to be able to see some of these beings. You'll be able to look at them and see in spirit who they are. It becomes very obvious over time. As far as Stephen Greer goes, well, I don't necessarily resonate with him very much. I think that he's put out some good things, and I think that he's kind of I think that he's in many ways not truly in the light. And so, although he has a purpose and a role on Earth, and especially with the UFO community, a lot of stuff he says is just gibberish, and he's over, I would say, he's not truly in the light, and so a lot of the things that he puts out are not necessarily true, and that just makes it harder for the light to be able to really get through and to be able to help humanity get into the threads, the vibrational threads that they have to be able to connect to in order to help assist in realigning their Cathara bodies. Think of it as a Rubik's Cube, in a way, a multi-layered Rubik's Cube, where if you get one cube down here finally worked out, you have to get all of them worked out in order for all of the layers of your reality to be able to line up to your true blueprint. It's actually a very, very, very extensive sacred geometry design of the soul that allows you to re-enter into the kingdom of heaven through full alignment. Now, there's a lot of religious people that think that they've been born again or whatever because they had some impression from Holy Spirit, and that is a good thing. But that is not the complete realignment to source or ascension. So there's much work still that needs to be done for humans, and a lot of humans get this impression from Holy Spirit and they just sit with that and they don't continue their evolution, and it stumps them. Source has sent in many, many angelic ETs to assist humanity. So if you really, really break down what the Bible's said and what ancient teachings have talked about Native Americans and Norse peoples and all these different cultures all over the world that have been trying to tell the story, aliens are your higher self, your higher dimensional spiritual self that is beyond human. And so there are positive ones and there are negative ones. And that's, you just need, you can keep it that simple if you want to, or you can complicate it, and in some ways there are some more layers of complication there. But to keep it simple, positive and negative of all things in all dimensions up until the God world, where within the God world only the positive get to entertain the throne of God. And that is what ascension is really about, is your restoration back into alignment with the Holy Prime Creator. And everything that is designed in many layers of reality, many other galactic wars that have been trying to defile the spiritual laws and rebel against God. That's what the whole story of existence really is whether you can use your free will to align with Source or not. And there have been great deceptions, massive deceptions all over this world and other worlds that caused other galaxies to get destroyed. And that is what humanity is facing right now, is this near inevitable destruction if we don't realign with Source. So I would say if you're watching Stephen Greer, well, get what you can out of it. It's not doesn't have to be all black and white, but always use discernment.